Hello and welcome to Food and Dine. This is a Top Chef podcast. My name is Quiche.
And my name is Gnocchi.
Can you believe there's life after death? And you can die again in the span of 2 episodes.
Stick a pin in that. We'll be getting to that very shortly. This week, we'll be discussing Top Chef Season 21, Episode 12, Goodbye, Wisconsin. So, for this episode, there was a Quickfire challenge. It's a fan favorite, the blind taste test. And Manny won?
Oh yeah, good job. Let's go, Manny.
Hold on. Actually, Savannah won?
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. There was also an elimination challenge. It was to demonstrate their growth over the season, and the winner was Savannah, the chef who was sent home, our little speed racer to the bottom 6 times.
Oh my gosh.
Manny went home.
Oh, it's so hard. So hard to take.
We'll come back to the end, the end of Team M&M, the end of Team Power Bottom. We'll come back.
End of an era.
So, very briefly, Quiche, what did you think of this episode?
It hurt. The episode hurt me. It came after me, my family, my well-being, my peace of mind. I was left shaken. Oh my gosh. It was obviously I appreciated the challenges that they went through. I thought the blind taste test, that made sense to me. I liked how there were 2 aspects to the Quickfire challenge. And I thought it was a really nice kind of poignant request, or not request because they had to do it, but challenge to make a dish based on their growth or like a chance at redemption of a dish from their Top Chef experience. Because, at this point, we're also reaching a time in the season where we're kind of able to look back on the progress that these chefs have made as well. So it just kind of feels like a nice little wrap up, I guess I should say, to the time in Wisconsin. So it was a bittersweet episode, I will say.
I can't imagine why you'd be feeling so much emotional tumult. We'll have to get into that.
I can't contain it for much longer.
Stick a pin in those feelings.
Done.
I have a very light and breezy Top Chef baggage check.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, Savannah making a potato pave. Holy smokes, Savannah. So, in Top Chef history, pavés are not quite up there with risottos. However,
oh, there's lore.
It's not typically a good move to make a pave or a gratin. And that's because, as noted in the episode, or as general people, they take a long time. A long time. So in a competition environment, not typically a dish you want to make. So Top Chef Season 9, the infamous Texas season, which few people enjoy and ever want to rewatch for many reasons. The bullies, the domestic abuser, so many reasons. Texas is not a popular season. However, episode 6, they had a challenge where one of the chef testants made a gratin, and wouldn't you know it, they were sent home. Whitney Otaka went home for her creamy potato gratin. It was undercooked because she didn't have enough time to cook it. And season 10, Kristen's season, Seattle, episode 3, it was a Thanksgiving themed episode, and there were 2 teams. Tom had a team and Emerald Lagasse had a team.
Oh, okay.
So the chef testant on Emerald's team made a potato pave, and wouldn't you know it, that chef testant went home.
Okay.
Kuniko Yagi, yes, she went home. She was on the losing team, the gray team. Her undercooked potato pave, and there were many reasons, not only because it was undercooked, but also because she spent so much time helping out her teammates that she just couldn't give it the attention it needed. Also, it didn't have enough time to cook. She went home. Yes.
That's a shame.
Actually, one final little bag. Top Chef Wisconsin Season 21, Episode 2, you may recall, there was actually a winning pave by Kenny Wynn.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I didn't even remember that.
Living the high life. Kenny Wynn on the yellow team, the winning team. He made that potato chip pave with beer braised short rib.
Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I had almost forgotten because when Savannah made the pave, I was like, no, Savannah, no. Savannah, no. Pave is like the curse. It's the curse. And then I realized that Kenny Wynn had already broken the pave curse for her in episode 2.
Oh.
So she can thank Kenny Wynn for that.
He walked so she could run. Yeah. That's good. I mean, hey, if he hadn't broken that curse, might have ended up different.
Very differently. So, thank you, Kenny. Thank you for saving Savannah this episode. And that is my Top Chef baggage check for this week.
That's great. It's so funny because that little baggage check came from this season and it already feels like a throwback. Like,
Right?
I'm like, oh yeah, Kenny. Oh my gosh, yeah, Kenny.
And guess who gave him the idea for that pave? Manny.
Oh, Manny. Yeah. Wow.
Early season brilliance.
Huh. Oh my goodness.
Your face.
And think about all that time back then. And you know what? I'm going to be so honest. Savannah wasn't even on my radar back then. Like, she came out of the gate so strong halfway through the season, and like, she's solidifying that place there.
Absolutely. I literally do not remember what she made in that episode, but I remember that pave.
I don't either. She came with a pave, and she succeeded.
She did. So there was a quickfire challenge.
Yep.
It was a 2-part quickfire challenge. The first part is a fan favorite. They've done it so many seasons. I didn't write down all the seasons that they did it, and they always do little variations on it, which I will cover actually a little bit later in this episode.
Oh, okay. All right.
But the blind taste test, we love it. It's fun. It's fun to see Chef Testants kind of mess up. It's so much fun. We love it. So they had 5 minutes to identify as many ingredients as possible. The Chef Testants who guessed the most ingredients won $5,000. The Vulture broke this down. There were 26 bites, which meant that every mistake cost $192.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank goodness they didn't say that to the Chef Testants, because that would have put so much pressure on them. Oh my gosh.
As if there's not enough. And thanks to the scholars at Reddit Academy, thank you so much, someone actually put up the full list because it was themed by the alphabet A through Z. So the 26 were, and I'll just breeze through these really quickly: anchovies, bacon, cheddar cheese, dill, edamame, flank steak, gooseberries, horseradish, Italian parsley, jalapenos, Kalamata olives, lemongrass, mussels, nutmeg, okra, pork chops, quinoa, rosemary, salmon, tofu, umeboshi, vadavan, watermelon, exo sauce, yuzu, and za'atar.
Oh gosh.
A through Z. So, tied for last place with 9. Shocking, Savannah and Dan.
I feel like even from the editing, I wasn't expecting that, because they were like, oh yeah, it makes it look like Savannah's on fire, and I was like, oh yeah, she's doing such a good job, and then they're like tied for last, and I was like, what?
This was going to be one of my tidbits, but Savannah rolling in with, yes, I'm so pumped, I got this, and then I haven't actually practiced, and then oh no, she was one of the bottom.
I mean, who can say she didn't approach it with excitement, you know?
Danny in 3rd place with 13. Honestly, not bad, really. And then Laura, 2nd place with 15, which means the winner of the first half of the quickfire with 23 out of 26 correct.
That's really good.
Manny.
Yeah, Manny. Yeah. You get that money for your wedding. You get that cash. Also, 23 out of 26. Like, that far surpasses anyone else in the running there. 2nd place was 15. Like, that's a big margin.
On Dish with Quiche, they actually broke it down. His 23 out of 26 is the highest anyone has ever gotten on the blind taste test over the years. Highest.
Really?
And even though they had the most out of any other season with the 26, even if you broke it out percentage-wise, he still had the most correct out of any other season. He beat out the previous 2 tops. So Brooke Williamson, season 14 Charleston, they had 5 minutes to identify 20 ingredients. And so she was the reigning queen of the blind taste test until Manny. And then prior to Brooke Williamson, the reigning queen of the taste test was Antonio LaFaso, season 3 Chicago. They had to do a comparison taste test. So in this twist, they had to taste 2 variations of an ingredient. So for example, cheddar cheese, but they gave them a low quality cheddar cheese and a high quality cheddar cheese. And so the taste test went like that. And Antonio did the best. And for many seasons until season 14, Antonia was the queen of the taste test. Manny crushing it with 23. My guess is that record is going to stand for a long time.
It kind of seems like it, yeah.
So good job, Manny. I mean, seriously, good job. Part 2 of the quickfire, they then had to cook a dish with the ingredients that they were able to correctly identify. And the chef who made the best dish got $10,000. And the winner, of course, was Savannah. Now, my question is, Quiche, let's say you were given this challenge. What on earth, what would Quiche do?
That is a good question. I'd like to say I'm thinking of this on the spot, but I did prepare in advance. So I picked one of the chef testants before they went through the challenge to see what ingredients I would have available to me. So I picked Laura because she is now on my team. And I was like, you know what? She's probably got a good palate, right? These are all professional chefs. Like, can't go wrong. So I picked her. As a reminder, her list of ingredients was anchovy, bacon, cheddar cheese, dill, flank steak, gooseberries. There's Italian parsley, jalapeno, lemongrass, mussels, rosemary, tofu, umeboshi, watermelon, and yuzu. So, good options. Really good options. This one, I did a good amount of research. It was another one of those kind of learning moments for me, because, you know, like when even with like the table setting, like you're gonna plate on the table in last week's episode, you can kind of pick whatever ingredients you want and just make sure that it looks really nice. But here you have specific guidelines, I guess restrictions on like what you can focus on and what you can't. So I started out just by researching the ones I had no idea what they were, which is the umeboshi and yuzu, because I was like, what are these? I don't know what these are. So I started with looking those up, and I actually ended up choosing those as part of the composition of my dish, both of them, just because I was intrigued, and I was thinking of a recipe was kind of coming to fruition in my mind that I was like, ooh, I could maybe use these. So I used those. And the third ingredient that I used from the list was, can you guess?
No.
Anchovy. Yay.
Oh, I would never have guessed that.
I wouldn't either. I don't particularly like anchovies. So
because I didn't know what half those things were either.
Right, yeah, no. And there's still some that I'm just like, I don't really know. I looked up gooseberries as well, and I was like, this is all kind of weird to me. So for the research, for anyone who's unfamiliar with what umeboshi is, it is a type of pickled fruit that's common in Japan. Sometimes they're referred to as salted Japanese plums, or Japanese plums more commonly. Characteristics of it is it's really wrinkly, usually tastes pretty salty and sour due to the high citrus content or high citric acid present in the food. That's what the umeboshi is. And then yuzu is, and I'm pretty sure I've definitely seen this plant around where I live. It's a citrus fruit as well, and it is cultivated mainly in East Asia, but it's kind of made its way around a little bit. You know, it's done the rounds. So it can be likened to a clementine, kind of.
Oh.
It looks like it. It's a little bit bumpier. So it can be like yellow or green depending on how ripe it is. But this is a good citrus. It's a good citrus fruit. Fun fact. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture has very specific laws about like you can't bring citrus fruit from other countries into the country to preserve like the uniqueness of biodiversity in each area, so that there isn't like a competition for resources and all that stuff. But the yuzu plant was already established in California in 1888. So it's been here. It's gonna stay here. And North American chefs can use it all they want because it's already present in the country. So I'm not doing anything illegal by using this ingredient. You know, because that's something you have to think about when you're cooking, obviously. I'm sure you're curious now about like, what are you making? What are you making here? Because I've got the citrus, I've got anchovies, what's going on? So what I have come up with is a creamy yuzu and anchovy pasta sauce over angel hair pasta with a furikake containing umeboshi, toasted sesame seeds, and nori flakes. Yes.
I honestly cannot wrap my head around this flavor profile.
Yeah, I'd love to describe it for you a little bit of what I think it would turn out to be, because also I don't know because I didn't make it. So here's what I'm thinking. In the research I was doing on, like, I already knew what anchovies were, so I was doing a little research on the flavor profiles of that. Obviously, we all know real salty, but it is very well known for its umami, the richness, the presence of that. When you cook anchovies, a lot of sources were saying it just kind of like melts and dissolves, so you're not going to have chunks of anchovy, but in a sauce containing like cream, butter, it's just going to become a part of it. It's just going to become a part of the sauce, which I think is a good thing, because I don't know, it doesn't really sound appetizing to me have chunks of anchovy on a pasta, you know? So that doesn't sound very Top Chef of me. So avoiding that at all costs.
But as a salt element.
As a salt element, as the umami element. And then that paired with the citrus, the acid, the yuzu, kind of creates like a fresh but kind of like countered with the umami, a fresh but bold pasta sauce. I was considering using the umeboshi as a part of the pasta sauce, but then I was like, no, wait, because it says that the profile of this is very salty as well and very sour. So if I had anchovy, like salt on salt, that's awful. Go ahead and inhale some ocean water instead. Like, that'll be the same effect. So instead, kind of keeping that present, but in a minimal way. So as a part of like the garnish on top with the nori flakes and the toasted sesame seeds and stuff. Opting for white sesame seeds because black sesame seeds are supposed to have more of a bitter taste. And I feel like there's already a lot going on in the dish that I'm working out here, so I don't need that as well.
Okay.
It's a swing. It might be a swing and a miss, but I'm okay with that because I was racking my brain trying to come up with something to make out of these ingredients. Like that was a really tough challenge. When I tried to think of what I would do, like I realized just how difficult that was.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can't even, as I'm guessing, this all sounds like it should work.
Hypothetically, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like, and I love furikake, and I've never actually sprinkled furikake on my pasta. I actually think it would be fun.
Yeah, no, me neither. It honestly, when I was making it, I was like, this is kind of like maybe a fusion dish, maybe chaos cuisine, because it's a pasta dish, and usually you'd think that's like an inland dish, but then bringing elements of citrus and like seaside, it's kind of like turning into a different genre, like a new genre, because like I mean, of course, like how can we forget the fish boil? You have to have the lemon with the fish, right? There's citrus and fish, that's like a thing. But yeah, no, in a pasta format, that's kind of new, kind of different. I don't really know. I don't know how it would work out.
So stepping up to the judges table, I think only because I'm not really because I don't know half these ingredients.
Right, yeah.
Even though I am the judge. So of course I know all the ingredients, of course.
I made them and I don't know half the ingredients.
I'm not sure if you would be mid.
I think I'd be on the lower end of things.
I think the judges might be mid to bottom.
I feel like Tom would go for the jugular on this one. I just feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
He had a lot of facial expressions this episode, so I'm feeling...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
This might be your first mid to bottom. I just don't understand the flavor profile. So therefore, I'm going to penalize you for that.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, chef. You're right. I understand. Yes, chef.
I'm going to penalize you for my lack of understanding.
Oddly enough, though, this is a dish that, like, it's so weird and unique that I'm like, I kind of want to make this one the most out of all the ones that I've mentally constructed over this season of Top Chef. Like, this is kind of the one that I'm the most curious about.
Oh, I can definitely see myself at least putting furikake on my pasta. That for sure. That sounds, yes, for sure.
But the sauce.
The sauce is where yeah. So Quiche, I'm very sorry. Your season's first mid to bottom.
That's okay. That's okay.
But, it sounds like this episode, you would have been in very good company.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm so happy to chill with Dan. I'm so happy to chill with him over there.
So on the bottom of the Quickfire, you might have feelings about this. Our man Manny, 23 out of 26 in the first half of the Quickfire, crushed it.
I know.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Really, though? Yeah, quite literally.
Did you see Kristen's face? He crushed.
He did. And they even cut in that image of him, the video of him using his tongue scraper to emphasize how good he was.
I could never unsee that. I will literally never be able to unsee that. Never.
Oh, it's so... Yeah, the image will stay. But I gotta say, like, tongue scrapers, I'm already on board. Like, that's such an important health thing, I think, in my opinion.
I always brush my tongue after I'm done brushing my teeth as my last step, but that to me is a private act.
Right, yeah, no. Did he agree to be... Did they just, like, sneak a camera in while he was like... It feels staged.
I honestly don't think the chef Tessans have a choice in it.
He's like, can we not film me while I'm brushing my teeth? And they're like, no, sorry, keep going.
Sorry, we know there's going to be a taste test challenge and we have to do that.
You're like, I need this shot. And he's like, okay, fine.
So he made a salmon crudo. It's not necessarily an agua chili, but he made a salmon crudo.
You're like, it's a little too similar.
And Tom apparently knives out.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he was going all in. My goodness. It's because all of his attention is focused on this now because he's not doing Last Chance Kitchen anymore. He's just like, all right, time to turn all my fire back to Top Chef.
I guess so. Guns blazing. Ooh, you need to use that palette.
Oh, okay. Yes, Tom. Yes, chef.
Dan, 9 out of 26, which was still better than I would have done.
Oh, yeah. I feel like part of me is like, oh, I could have done that, but I feel like I might have been like with Savannah on that. Because like when you look at the list, you're like jalapenos, yeah, obviously. Okra, yeah, obviously. Like there's certain things that you're like, I could get that based on texture and all this stuff. But I guess with the time limit and the blindness and the pressure of former Top Chef winner Kristen right in front of you while you're blindfolded, it gets a little stressful.
Hot lights,
Yeah.
50 cameras staring at you, the whole nation judging you as you misfire taste after taste.
Right. So much money on the table. I understand how the stakes may shift one's ability to pick out what these different things are. But he did what he could with what he got.
Did he, though? Grilled flank steak. His dish had a smell to it?
That was a very curious note to receive. Kind of devastating, honestly.
Even though he's not on my team, I love me some Dan. Eggshells? Deep breaths, everyone. What happened, Dan? Oh my goodness. Danny, 13 out of 26, so okay.
Yeah, not bad.
And watermelon A1.
Impressive.
I'm very curious about this. Watermelon A1.
Watermelon's delicious on its own. So how did he elevate that? How? Where's the recipe?
Oh, we can talk about that later.
Oh, good, yes.
It'll be one of my tasty morsels.
Oh, yay.
Top of the quickfire, Laura. 15 out of 26, which, if not for Manny, that's not bad. 15 out of 20, and she made a mussel escabeche. I actually don't know what an escabeche is.
I still don't. I'm still a little unclear.
With umaboshi, which I also didn't before you told me.
You're like, I also don't know what that. I mean, like the fact that they were getting those specific ingredients as well to use. I'm like, how do you know what that tastes like? Is this really that common?
And also, how did you know how to use that? What? Okay.
Right, yeah.
But the winner of the quickfire, bottom of the first half of the quickfire with 9 out of 26 with Dan. Winner of the quickfire, Savannah. Coming in with a fried pork chop. Her faux Caesar with cheddar. I want that.
Yeah. I want that too. That sounds really, really nice.
I already like Caesar.
I do too.
Caesar, I recognize. Cheddar, I recognize. I can see those working well together, actually. I can almost taste that.
I'm also a big fan of Caesar. So when she was saying she was doing that, I was like, yeah.
What Savannah demonstrated is something that's happened many, many times in Top Chef history. It's very rare that someone can take 50 ingredients and make them work. It's just how can you? Many times when chef testants have done poorly in the taste test and they're limited to a few ingredients, they actually do really well because it narrows their focus.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that has happened, and I can see that happening. Even in earlier, like we think about Sue. Oh, so sad, Sue. But you think about how he got to Top Chef and he was like, I have so much time on my hands. What am I doing? And sometimes that caused him to choke a little bit.
Time to overthink.
Instead, when you're put under that pressure, the restrictions, the time constraints, and you're just sent to go do it, those are sometimes the more fruitful dishes.
Time after time, chef testants who come back from LCK, they say variations on, oh my goodness, I have too much time to overthink. Pretty much every season, you can guarantee someone who comes back from LCK is going to say, I have too much time to overthink this. So, Quiche, did you have any tidbits for the quickfire?
For the quickfire, I actually didn't. We've discussed everything that I wanted to discuss, but do you have any tidbits for the quickfire?
Just a few, and I almost feel a little bit bad because I would do so poorly on this taste test, but I just want to point out a couple of things. When Dan said hearts of palm instead of jalapeno,
Yeah.
they're not spicy. Hearts of palm have no flavor whatsoever.
I mean, maybe the jalapeno wasn't spicy to him. Maybe he's just built different and like his spice tolerance is through the roof. Who knows?
And oregano. And again, I would probably have missed this as well, but it doesn't taste anything like rosemary.
It's a different kind of structure too, right? Because rosemary is more of like a longer needle almost kind of thing. And oregano is not that.
And then, so Danny, when he said
Cannellini beans.
Yes, those. When he said that instead of edamame.
You're like, Danny, fine dining. What are you doing?
And to be fair, like I said, I would fail completely. I would get 0 out of 26.
Yeah, me too.
But that being said, it's still chuckle.
Definitely.
Those are my quickfire tidbits, which brings us to the elimination challenge.
The elimination challenge. I'm stressed out.
I don't know why. So, for this challenge, the chefs were tasked to make a dish that demonstrated their growth over the season. They had 150 at specialty stores to shop and 200 to spend at Whole Foods. They had 3 hours to prep and cook. Laura got an extra 30 minutes because apparently she won an advantage from last week. I can't remember, but she did. And then it's because she won the elimination. So the winner of the elimination, Savannah.
Let's go Savannah.
Coming through with a potato pave, which until Kenny win, super high risk Top Chef dish because typically you need like like a whole night to make that thing, and she did it in 3 hours or less.
That's insane. That's the pasta press right there. She did it. She really did.
Yeah. I also love that she brought in cherry and she brought in like a chicken sauce. Like she somehow managed to she really managed to tie in her season together really well, I thought.
Yeah, she did. Definitely.
Her story was good. They love a good story on Top Chef.
Yes. Concise and eloquent, honestly. Like the minute she like put her dishes down, everyone was like, wow, this is really nice. And then she just straight delivers it, walks away, and they're all like, you can tell they're all just like enamored with everything that just happened and the food on their plate. And it was so nice to see because she seems so fun. And like, she is that chef. She's great.
She dropped that potato pave like a microphone. Here you go.
Yeah, she did. Oh my gosh, yes.
And then Manny.
Manny, why?
Manny made a snapper a la Veracruz with creamy potatoes and store-bought saltine crackers. Manny, do you have thoughts, Quiche?
I do have thoughts. I feel like, because I watched a portion of the episode over again, and in the Quickfire challenge, Laura had made her own crackers using like rosemary and a couple other ingredients to partner and pair with her dish. And so I feel like it's not an excellent look to use saltine crackers. Albeit he did like season them and everything. Like they were not just straight saltines. He did do something a little extra, a little pizzazz. And I do understand, he said that's like, this is the way he would have eaten it growing up as a child. Like there is a wonderful thing about the nostalgia that you feel in food and dishes, like a really beautiful thing when you could be taken back to a place of comfort. But the Top Chef gauntlet is maybe not, I guess not the best place to look into that, especially because, you know, it's a good reflection of who he is and who he wants to be, but as was pointed out, it didn't really go in line with the challenge, which is to show your growth on Top Chef. How has Top Chef changed you? Or go for redemption on a dish earlier in the season that you didn't quite hit.
That was going to be one of my tidbits, is that Laura made her crackers and Manny bought his. It's like, oh, Manny, this is not looking good for you, bro. Not looking good.
I think about there are times when chefs have gotten away with it, and then there are times when they haven't. Like Kaylina, I'm really feeling like you can tell I am steeped in the nostalgia right now for the rest of the season. Kaylina in the cheese fest, how she used store-bought pasta to do her mac and cheese, a top dish. She got away with it. But then Manny comes in with the chips from like the store or the saltines from the store, you know, like these pre-made things that he doesn't get away with it.
I feel he would have gotten away with it though if he hadn't undercooked his fish.
That's true.
We'll talk about it later, but others maybe messed up just as badly, maybe.
Yeah, we should talk about.
The undercooked fish was maybe the last straw for Tom.
Oh, I think it was. It was the funniest thing. And this was going to be my tidbit. I want to say it now. Tom looked literally so insulted when Paul said the fish is so well cooked. He looked like someone had just spit on his shoes. He was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, oh my gosh.
His facial expressions, putting on his glasses.
He was sassy in this episode. My goodness.
Tom brought some judging thunder this week, for sure. Maybe you're right. Once the LCK was done, boom, guns blazing. Yeah, Tom wasn't having it. Was not having it.
Mm-mm. And that does go to what we were talking about with like, what's the worst mistake? The basic cooking error, or not getting something fully cooked, or like missing the mark on the dish itself, which I'm sure we will discuss that a little bit later too.
Yeah, which brings us to this week. I actually, for the quickfire effect, I have no notes. Do you have any notes for the quickfire effect?
Ooh, for the quickfire effect, no, I think it was as it was today, you know?
Yeah, no notes. I do have a couple notes of Dank.
Yeah, let's hear them.
So the TLDR, too long did not read, version of my notes of Dank is, anytime Danny or Laura attempt to execute an actually original dish with very few exceptions, they have failed.
Oh.
And I actually, yes, I was prompted by this, of course, by the scholars at Reddit, but I also looked over my insane spreadsheet where I've kept a running score of the chef testants over the seasons because I wanted to see,
Yeah.
are the scholars at Reddit just losing their minds or are they onto something? Because there are stories that they fed to the judges. But Laura's story worked and her dish was good. And that's really why her story worked, because her dish was good.
Yes.
If her dish hadn't been good, her story would not have been sold. Danny's story didn't work, so we'll talk about him first. What was this? He made a soba, cha, mushroom broth, mushroom puree, and cod. Okay, that sounds fine. He said that he made this dish because he thinks that subtle dishes have been getting lost in the competition. That was his story. And yet, if you look over the dishes that they have loved of his throughout the season, and they have loved them, they've all been pretty subtle. I mean, he does fine dining. That's what he does. Fine dining dishes are typically quite subtle. They wow you with their impeccability, with their precision, with their technique, yada, yada, yada. I'm just going to point out a couple things. He won the Chaos Cuisine Challenge with a scallop mousse. Scallop mousse, pretty sure that was pretty subtle of a dish. You're not using jalapenos in that thing. Pretty subtle. And then let's see. They loved his herb chicken in episode 1. They loved his cheese fritter in episode 3. They loved his scallop mousse in both episode 4 and 6. They loved his charred branzino in episode 7. They also loved his bacon hot dog in episode 7. They loved his carrot clam chowder in episode 8. They loved his cranberry poached sea bass in episode 9. In fact, all of those dishes, pretty darn subtle. In fact, the most standout one was maybe the carrot clam chowder because carrots maybe have a stronger taste than, I don't know, clams. But all in all, pretty darn subtle. And they've been routinely loved by the judges, Danny. What are you talking about?
That's true.
They have loved your subtle cooking all season long. What on earth? Why don't you just admit that you felt embarrassed by your tea failure, your welcome tea? Because remember his welcome tea at Restaurant Wars was 5 different colors. Why don't you just admit you were embarrassed and you just wanted to redo that? Just admit it.
That's true.
Don't say my subtle dishes have been lost in this competition when in fact they have been praised, routinely praised, episode after episode. They have loved your subtle cooking, Danny. What are you talking about? The Reddit had a field day with this. And then I just want to point out that the times when he has stumbled has been when he's actually made dishes that were outside of his wheelhouse. So moving on. Laura. Yes, she was in the top with her lamb manti with barbacoa sauce, which looked and taste probably was and is and fantastic. Again, I'm guessing, many of us on the Reddit are guessing, it's a Turkish dish. This has probably been on her menu. If it's not on her menu now, it's probably been there. Okay. But let's go back to her story, which the judges loved, but let me just point out, she said her critiques were that she's been trying to do too much. Well, they loved her rice pudding in episode 2, which, by the way, was probably her most creative dish because she infused it with hops.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Although the only times they've really dinged her, like they loved the Carson Gully sauce that she made in episode 5, where she cheated to get the recipe she wanted.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They loved her baklava in episode 11. The only dishes they haven't loved weren't because she did too much. It's because they were poorly executed. When she hoovered up $135 of Danny's budget to make her 2 poorly executed dishes for the supper club, it's because she did 2 simple dishes poorly executed. Tres leches is not a complicated dish, and her cocktail is definitely not a complicated dish. No, Laura, it's not because you did too much. It's because they were poorly executed. And also, you took too much of the budget. You should have only done 1 dish, but that's not technically doing too much to a dish.
I can tell you're totally over that moment.
So over it. And the other dish that she got dinged for wasn't necessarily because she did too much. It was in the Indian food challenge, the Goodland challenge. It wasn't that she did too much. It was that she failed in the execution of her dish. The overwhelming critique of Laura over the season hasn't been that she has too many things on her dish. It's been that she's been poorly executing them. And just want to point out, anytime she has failed in execution, it's been when she's gone outside of her wheelhouse. Just pointing that out. Same with Danny. Whenever they go outside the wheelhouse, with only 2 exceptions. With Danny, it was when he did his cranberry poached fish. And with Laura, it was her rice pudding. Any other time they did something creative, they failed in execution. But it had nothing to do with, in Danny's case, subtlety. And in Laura's case, it had nothing to do with too much on the dish. So those are my 2 notes of Dank.
That's interesting. I didn't even consider that.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I really got into the weeds with Laura's because, former Lady of Darkness.
Hey, that is my chef right now that you're talking about.
I know. Oh, look. Her tres leches, poorly executed. Her eggplant in episode 2, too aggressive. Her croquette in episode 3 had too much roux, no mustard flavor. Her phyllo pastry in episode 4 was too sweet. Her Persian crispy rice in episode 6 didn't have any flavor. Her chorizo in episode 7 was too spicy and therefore out of balance. Her rice cracker for Restaurant Wars wasn't crispy. Her walnut pheasant was too gritty because she didn't properly treat the walnuts. And then her lobster in episode 11 was too salty. None of these had to do with having too much on the dish. They were just poorly executed, Laura.
Oh gosh, shots fired.
Just saying. Those are my notes of Dank. Me and the scholars at Reddit, we have quibbles. Those are our quibbles.
You just went through it a little bit. Just had a couple of things that you did a little bit of research on. Just a little bit.
Just a little, thanks to the scholars at Reddit, yes, and my insane spreadsheet where I had the receipts. I just had to look down and go,
oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, the judges said that. The judges said that. The judges said that. I was like, yeah, no, nowhere did they say too subtle. Nowhere. No, kids, no. What Laura managed to do was she sold a story that wasn't accurate, but she properly executed her dish. Danny didn't properly execute his dish, and therefore he couldn't sell his story. If he had made a good dish, they would have swallowed his ridiculous story, hook, line, and sinker. But he didn't execute his dish. Just saying.
That's true. I mean, it does. Both parts do have carry quite a weight in the overall experience of the dish. So yeah, if one fails, it does affect the other half.
And I do want to give her flowers. She made her own cracker. She did do that.
She did.
Yeah. And dumplings are hard to make and execute. Flowers there. They are very technically difficult to execute properly. So good job, Laura.
That's true. She was quite literally in the pasta press. She was in the pasta press using it, actually.
Yeah, no, literally. No. Seriously, no. It's really impressive. I know I ding her a lot, but properly executing on this show is hard, and she did do that.
Yeah. Anyone who's on Top Chef, they got there.
They did. Yeah.
So they're there for a reason.
Look, this is the point, and I'll make it again. All of these critiques are in the context of the show.
Yes.
These are talented individuals. Many of them coming in with James Beard Award nominations. Many coming in having worked at Michelin-starred kitchens. These are talented chefs.
Oh yeah.
Only talking about in the context of the competition here.
Yes, which is a very different thing because you're also your reality, your understanding of what's going on in the show is formed heavily by editing choices and content choices and all this stuff. So
absolutely, because if Laura had gotten a more fair edit, I would not be writing so hard on her.
No. The villain edit was very real for her.
And potentially unfair. We don't know. Yeah, in the context of the show only. In real life, talented. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any tidbits for the elimination?
I do. I have a little tidbit that I just thought was very fun. I love a quote. So my quote this time comes from Savannah, and she says, "Gonna say a little potato prayer." And you know what? Those potato prayers, they worked.
It worked.
They worked.
I kept seeing potato prayer on the Reddit. I loved it. Potato prayer, potato prayer.
It's so cute, but so fun. And I will think about that whenever I do anything with potatoes now. I'll be like, gonna say a little potato prayer.
Many potato prayers are being said for Savannah when she's like, I'm gonna make a pave. And everyone on Reddit was like, no, Savannah, no.
They're like, don't do it. I had no idea pave was like in the same lane as risotto. So I did not have that level of stress when I heard she was doing that. I was just like, oh, that seems like a difficult thing to do in that amount of time. But no, there's weight, there's baggage to come along with that.
Many a potato prayer was said in the Reddit when she declared she was going to make a pave. It was like, what? Yes, I love that. Good tidbit.
Thank you. How about you? Do you have any tidbits?
So, no shade to Paul Bartolotta.
Okay.
But the food at his restaurant, just on camera, did not look very appetizing.
It looked like everything was boiled.
Well, yes, and brown.
I was confused too. I was like, is this some variation of Midwestern thing that I just don't understand?
Like, look, he's an award-winning chef. I'm sure everything tasted good.
Oh, yeah.
But holy smoke. And I am from the Midwest, and I get it. We do eat a lot of brown-looking things. We do. And you've visited many times. You've seen the brown food. We love our brown food.
The casseroles and the bakes are real.
Yeah, they're very real, very real, very real. So I'm sure the food was tasty, but I just on camera, did not read tasty.
It made me nervous.
And then another little tidbit. I Googled snapper a la Veracruz. I didn't find a single one that included crackers of any kind. Because I was trying to justify the saltines for Manny.
Anything that we can do for Manny. Anything.
No crackers of any kind. I was just like, okay. But maybe that's, if that's the way he ate it growing up, then that's the way he ate it. But according to the Dark Culinary Web, the ethosphere,
The Dark Culinary Web.
There are no crackers in Snapper a la Veracruz, but to each their own. And those are my tidbits.
Some pretty good tidbits. Well, now that we've gone through the Quickfire and the Elimination Challenge, I think you know what time it is. It is time to bring high speed dining on for snack time.
Woohoo!
And now it is your favorite time. Welcome to Snack Time with High Speed Dining.
We're down to the 12th episode. There are only 2 more to go. I'm going to miss you guys.
Oh my gosh, wait, yeah, there are only 2 more. Aw, wait, aw.
Yeah, and they're heading out of Wisconsin too, so man, oh man, sayonara.
Yeah, no kidding.
Great episode again this week. I know you guys have just been chatting about it for a while, but I love this one once again too. Really fun.
Ooh, well, we'll get into it in a moment, but first I want to ask you, Joel, do you have a best bite for this week?
Best bite, tonight's episode, or this previous episode, I guess, I just watched it tonight. You guys probably watched it a week or so ago. The episode had the Quickfire challenge where there was a blind taste test, and it brought me back to a blind taste test a restaurant did with me.
Oh.
Though it wasn't food. So I don't drink alcohol, and a lot of these fine dining high-end restaurants do wine pairings and drink pairings and things. And I was in San Francisco at 2 Michelin star Lazy Bear several years ago, and they know I drink sparkling water. So they decided to do with me a sparkling water taste test. And we're not just talking about like different straight flavored brands. They got all these different flavored ones that were different fruit flavors. 6 different rounds of different flavored water they served to me through the night. They gave me a little scorecard where I could write down what it was, and the goal was to see how well I would do with this. I was impressed to hell because nobody's ever come up with that before, and to this day nobody's matched it, even though I've told a few places like, you should do that, you should try it. It was pretty interesting. 6 different rounds of fruits. Would you like me to share what they were?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Lemon, raspberry, peach, lime, watermelon, and cucumber.
Wow.
All these different flavored waters. It's done by professional companies, bottled. Some of them with water are really mild in flavor. Would you like to guess how many I got right?
I'm going to guess. Go ahead, Quiche, you first.
And out of 6 total?
Out of 6 total, yeah.
I'm going to say, 4?
Ooh, I was going to guess. I'll go higher. 5.
1.
You got 1 right? What?
1. Lemon. That was it. The opening round.
Oh my goodness.
It is so difficult to try and differentiate. I would think this food challenge this week, it was a much more prominent flavor. When you ate salmon, it was salmon. When you ate pork, it was pork. But if you were to water them down and just put a trace of it in a drink, it would be really hard to figure out, I think. It was so freaking difficult. And after a while, I'm just like, just tell me, I don't know. I'll never get this right. But it was a really impressive and fun thing to do. And so I was really impressed when it came to Mandy pulling 23 of 26 flavors, ingredients. That's impressive. Unfortunately, it wasn't impressive enough to keep him around.
Yeah.
Taste testing is really difficult. Maybe I'll try that tonight with my dinner. I'll have somebody else feed me my food, and we'll see if I get it.
That'd be fun.
You'll have to be blindfolded.
Yeah, well, I just turn my back. If I'm placing a takeout order, I'm going to know what it is anyway. I guess I'd be cheating, and this really won't work out that well, but I would challenge anybody to try that. It's just not easy trying to identify flavors, regardless of how good your palate is. When you don't know what it is, it's not easy.
I've seen some challenges where people will they have to plug their nose, or they put something on their nose that closes it, because your sense of smell plays a large part into your perception of taste. And so I've seen that before, and I'm like, oh, that does seem really hard. And mentally I was like, oh, that wouldn't be so hard. You still have your nose, you have your taste buds, but you don't have your eyes. And apparently that's also a big part of things.
Yeah. The smell really is a big part of eating and the taste and everything. So I really found this interesting. 26 different flavors, and it was cool that they did this A to Z. I wish I would have seen some of the harder letters to get. What do you think's the hardest letter to find ingredients for?
X? U was kind of a difficult.
I would think typically your X, your Z. I could not believe they found an ingredient for every single thing.
Because it's difficult. I've done a few A to Zs myself recently in the last few years. One of them during the pandemic, I did takeout A to Z, where I realized maybe 40 or 50 days in, I'm like, hey, I've almost done the alphabet in takeout restaurants. So then I decided each night I was going to try and get down to the other restaurants and see if I can do A to Z. And it took me 80 days to finally get A to Z. But it was a fun, interesting challenge to do. And it was a cool way to order food sometimes based on trying to try new places. It got me to try new places. I've traveled so much, and the letter X was the one I never had. I could never get a restaurant starting with the letter X. Every time I traveled to a city, I was looking around for it because they hit a point where it was just like, I must find an X. And one day I saw advertisements, I think I read an article in one of the local mags about a new restaurant opening up here in town called Xiquet. It actually starts with the letter X though, Xiquet. And when I saw that, I said, oh my God, I gotta go to this restaurant. I'm going the first day. And I ended up booking it for the very first day, the very first seating. So I was the very first customer that they had at the restaurant. And the chef Danny, he's really a great chef and known for his paella and all sorts of stuff. It's Spanish food. And I made him really nervous that night because his first customer here's this quote unquote food critic or a guy who travels around and produces videos.
Oh.
And he was really, really nervous that night, I think.
Oh.
But I was so excited because I'm like, yes, I finally got my X. And they served a wonderful meal. It was monstrous. There was a big paella in there and all sorts of really good food. And they had some work to do, but it had Michelin star potential, as what I thought. And lo and behold, I think within a year or so, they ended up getting a Michelin star.
They did.
So my X was not just filling up my A to Z thing, but it really turned out to be a great restaurant. And I love telling the story about how I was the very first customer at a Michelin star restaurant, and I knew it from the start.
That's right. And they just made the list of 50 best restaurants in the world, too. That list just came out.
Oh.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
That list just came out, I want to say yesterday or maybe even today. That list literally just came out.
Oh my goodness. So that was a very special moment. My goodness.
It was. So yeah, the letter X and that restaurant has a place in my heart. And that's where this whole challenge really came into play with me because I just was like, it's great when you watch something going on the show and something in your personal life and experience clicks, which I guess almost brings us to what the main challenge was, how would you grow and everything and redemption? And for me, it was just, I don't know, sometimes watching these things, they have a connection, and they really mean a lot more to me than just a challenge.
Yeah, it resonates.
I thought that was really cool, the A to Z. And those are the stories that brought up. And there is my best bite, even though it was more of a best drink. Oh, and you know what? I just thought of it. I was at another restaurant. I think it's called like 2020. They have 20 seats inside, 20 seats outside. The chef there makes all his own homemade ice cream.
Ooh.
He will bring out a sampler of like 3 or 5 different little tasters of ice cream. And it's up to you. If you can guess what the flavors are, your meal is on the house.
What? Oh my gosh.
At any given moment, I think he has like 20 or 30 different flavors on house. And we went through 5 rounds, 6 rounds. He just kept bringing stuff out to us. We could barely get one flavor.
Oh.
It is so difficult, and sometimes he would combine ingredients. So, I mean, how the heck are you supposed to figure out what they are when it could be a 50-50 of, say, orange and apple, or it could be a 90%, 10% of orange and apple? It's a game he plays with all of his customers all the time, and we just loved it. What a playful chef who really enjoys what's going on. That was just a really good time, and it just clicked. I just realized that, too. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is fun.
That one would be fun. Feed me mystery ice creams. I'll sign up for that blind taste test.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Great palate. I can tell you what's great, but I can't tell you what is in it and why it makes it great sometimes. So we saw it this week with, Manny may have been able to guess the most ingredients, but that doesn't make you the best chef. And, nothing guarantees victory on this show. Wow.
No. You may be able to cook in your restaurant at home, but can you cook on Top Chef in a competition environment? It's a different story altogether.
Pressure is on.
It is.
I got really nervous this last episode going, please don't be Dan. Please don't be Dan. I was rooting for him from day one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad they get a 6-week break. So between this episode and the next episode that we're going to see, they will have actually had a 6-week break. So Dan really, really needed that break because I think he was exhausted. This episode was a real stumble for him, and he's really not stumbled at all, really, this season, has he?
I mean, sometimes when they don't give you specific instructions. You're on your own and you just overthink it, or it's just difficult. Most of them just didn't have a great story to pull their final dish together and bring it to the top. So,
Well, now that we're down to the final four, Quiche had a suggestion for a great question, which was, what are our guesses on who will be the final two? So, High Speed Dining, your guesses for the final two?
well, if everyone is judged based upon the dish they do that week, I'm going to stick with the two favorites that I've run with this week, the last few weeks, Dan and Danny. Just, it's easy to remember the names. And I've just been a fan favorite of Dan. I like seeing someone overcome hardships and whatnot. And I do think Danny is really technically sound. Now, look, I mean, with my luck, the way it's going to run, the two women are going to end up taking this thing. They're both super talented. We saw it this week. Savannah has just been on fire, nailing everything. And so if it's based on just who performs next week, I mean, it's anyone's game. So I'm going to stick with the guys, and that's that.
All right, fair enough.
How about you guys?
Quiche?
Well, I'm feeling pretty confidently about Savannah. I think she's going to be standing at the end of it.
Super strong.
It's I don't know, I feel so confident about her. My second, I think it might be, it's so hard to take into consideration everything that's happened over the past season, I posed the question, but can I answer the question? No. When I should have thought of it? Yeah.
If you've made it this far, you're strong, you've proven your worth. Let's just say everyone is worthy of being the top chef. I don't think any of us can complain and have an issue, whoever wins it. It's a crapshoot, I would say, at this point, so root for your favorite.
I'm going to say Savannah and Danny
Oh.
is who I think it's going to boil down to.
Good a guess as any.
I for sure thought you were going to say Laura. So she's on your team.
I know she's on my team, and I know, but I'm just thinking about this last episode. I don't want to get into the logistics of all the things that have happened, but I'm just thinking about right now when we're getting into the crunch time. How about you, Gnocchi? What do you got?
I'm repping Savannah, and I know she's on my team, but she's come on really strong. And then this might be sentimental, but I am actually repping Dan. If he got a 6-week break, if there wasn't a 6-week break, no way. But he got a 6-week break, so I'm gonna go Savannah and Dan, my top two. I don't actually think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
You never know. That's why we'll all be tuned in for this upcoming episode to see where it goes and, watch them all in Hawaiian shirts and shorts and enjoy their cruise.
Very true.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, great show. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you guys for bringing me into the Top Chef fold. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm having a great time hanging out with you guys. So this has been fun.
Yay.
This is the Top Chef. It's been doing its thing. I've really been learning a lot about the Midwest and learning about cranberries and, Frank Lloyd Wright and all the different stuff they bring into play. I never thought eating could be educational and inspirational. It's been happening. So Top Chef's been great. I've really enjoyed it. And at some point, when I have about a year of free time, I've got 14 episodes a season 1 to 20 to catch up on.
Oh gosh, yeah.
These days, if I do ever watch an episode, it's just because I'm hanging out with a chef or somebody who's a part of a season. So I gotta research a little bit and understand what's going on. I mean, the only season I really dipped back into history-wise was the one with Joe Sasto on it.
Colorado.
Since I went out to dinner with him once, and I just put together another video from a meal I did with him recently that I'm posting this weekend in social media, TikTok and Instagram. And so he's back and on my mind again.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us for Thank you for joining us for snack time, High Speed Dining.
Yeah, well, it's always great. I wish I had something exciting to tell you I'm going to go eat, but I went simple with roasted chicken last night. So I'll see you guys next week. Fingers crossed. Who's going to stick on board?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was snack time with High Speed Dining.
Woohoo!
Well, what can I say? Team M&M is gone. I am writhing in pain. Somehow there's a little less pressure for me now, though, going forward, because the people I was carrying the torch for are not there anymore. And they had good runs. Maybe I'll be able to enjoy it without as much stress now, ? I doubt it. Because you know what? I really enjoy Savannah's work. I think she's so delightful and so fun. And I'm excited to see what she does. And I'm kind of, over the past few weeks, I've been inching into her corner, slowly and subtly. Because I'm still repping Team M&M, but I'm slowly being oh, she's got something fun going on. So I don't know. We'll see where this takes us.
Hey, I'm with you, because initially I was oh, I guess I'll take Savannah. But
She's a ray of sunshine. She's a culinary ray of sunshine.
And before I go into next week on, I just want to reiterate, Manny, sweetheart, emo kid, love ya. Maybe you weren't cut out for this competition, that's all.
Oh yeah. We're sad to see him go. I mean, like, he pulled out a lot of good dishes over the course of the season. So
And a lot of great moments.
definitely. Oh my gosh, so many quotable moments. So many quotable moments.
MMA muscles, gym muscles. I remember that from the Carson Gully episode. Do you work out? Well, yes, I do.
He's like, yeah, I thought so. And it's like, what's going on? Yes, many a smile, many a laugh from Manny this season. But I mean, with each episode, someone has to go. Otherwise, there's going to be no end to the competition. So, ouch.
Told ya. Sorry to be right.
Hey.
So next week on, it's a cruise.
It's a cruise. Oh my goodness. We're leaving Wisconsin.
They're going to Curacao, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
They've actually gone on a cruise before. Kristen's season.
Oh.
She didn't get to go because she was in Last Chance Kitchen.
Oh.
But they took a long boat from Seattle, Washington, on over to Alaska. Yeah.
Wow. That's a travel. That's a long trip right there.
They had a couple challenges on the boat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, so we'll see what they do. The guest judge is going to be Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto.
I have literally been waiting for Morimoto to show up on this because when we first started, it was like, oh, there's going to be these guest judges, Brittany Snow, all these other people, Chef Morimoto. And I was like, Chef Morimoto, what? Because Iron Chef fame. Oh my goodness. Like, he was one of those people that he was in that roster when I was growing up watching Iron Chef. So he is like one of those culinary icons for me. Oof.
Same, because I remember late night Food Network watching the original dubbed into English, Japanese, imported from Japan, Iron Chef, and he was one of the Iron Chefs on that.
I didn't know he was on that too.
And yes, I recognized him from that. And then he came over to the American version of Iron Chef. It was like, whoa!
I'm so excited for this. Oh my gosh.
And just FYI, apparently, I'm not sure, but per the scholars at Reddit, we think they got maybe 6 weeks off between this episode and going to Curacao. So I'm especially happy for Dan to get that break because...
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, because he had said it was starting to take a toll. The competition was getting long. So it's nice that he made it all the way through to the break, that he's able to come back, hopefully rejuvenated a little bit rested.
Yeah, because I was getting real worried this episode. Real worried. Because he was the one who I was saying Manny might have made it if he had executed his fish, and I think Dan would have gone home, honestly.
It's so scary.
I really do. I think he would have been the one. I mean, who else besides Manny and Dan? It wasn't ever going to be Danny.
I don't think so, no.
He didn't really mess up that badly. Not really.
No, and his quickfire dish was a hit with Tom, even, who was really going for it this episode.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Dan with his eggshells and smelly steak. What a fall from the puffins.
I know. But hey, I mean, you got the puffins. You're the one who created that, so that's forever yours, which is so cute and so exciting. I'm excited to see it then, because they've had time to be with their loved ones and rest and all that stuff. I hope Savannah's hand is healing up a little bit more. I don't know how long it takes a cut like that to heal, but hopefully 6 weeks.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I did enjoy the preview.
Oh my gosh, you already know information?
It's a good preview. I think you'll have some things to enjoy.
Okay, good.
Based on the preview, but of course the preview doesn't really show you that much, so who knows in the end. Yeah.
That's fair. It could be wildly different. You remember when we heard that you have to cook to win, and we were like, when's the you have to cook to win coming in? And it never came in.
Exactly. I do have a couple of tasty morsels.
Oh, yes. I'd love some tasty morsels for the week.
Mm-hmm. So remember you asked earlier, you wished you could get the recipe?
Yes, I did. I wanted Savannah's cheddar cheese Caesar dressing sauce. I wanted Dan's watermelon A1 sauce, or Danny's, and I wanted Dan's puffin recipe. I wanted all of them.
Well, wouldn't you know, there's a website. It's called Relaxed Recipes. relaxedrecipes.com. They have broken out every Chef Testant's recipes that they have to date. I put the link for Dan's puffins there, but they have them all.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the source, or are they like pulling a plankton from SpongeBob and trying to find the secret recipe? Like, what's the...
I do not know what their source is. I'm guessing it may be from the chef testants themselves, or maybe they're guessing, but I don't think they're guessing because they have them all. That would be a lot to guess.
That would be a lot to guess. That would be kind of difficult.
I was scrolling through. I was like, oh my gosh, they have every chef testant's dishes, quickfires, and eliminations every episode.
Oh my gosh. That's great because there's been so many recipes that I wanted to try.
I couldn't believe it. So yes, relaxed recipes, all one word.com.
I'm going to be visiting that. I'm going to visit that. Of course, I should try to make the recipes that I've been doing for What Would Quiche Do, but I might just make puffins before that.
To eat with your recipes, obviously.
Yes, of course, of course.
And then my other tasty morsel is thanks to the scholars at Reddit. Thank you so much. So I happen to know that you speak a little French.
I do. Or should I say, oui. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. So someone on the Reddit shared a link. So because they were asking, how can we watch? Because there are Top Chef versions all around the world. I don't even know how. There's so many. Poland has one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mexico. There's the Middle East. Germany. There's a lot. So Top Chef France, someone put up the playlist on YouTube for 2020 for the year 2022. The whole playlist. Who knows how long it'll be up there before it gets copyright struck.
Okay, get to watching it then. Yeah.
But for now, it's up there, and I immediately thought of you because you speak le French. And then obviously with the YouTube, you can choose to translate into English if you need it. But of course, for anyone out there who does go, just know that because whoever put it up didn't put up a caption file, the translations into English are insane.
I love that. That makes it even better, to be honest.
So I imagine you, as such you speak French, will get an extra kick if you switch it to the English translations just to see how badly the AI has translated the French into English.
I might just. That sounds funny.
Just out of curiosity, I watched the first episode, and it's struggle bus for me because I'm having to read the captions in English. But I think you might enjoy, and I certainly enjoyed seeing, it's completely different than the US version. The format, everything is completely different. And I thought you might just get a kick and a giggle out of seeing how Top Chef France does it, especially since you might actually be able to understand what they're saying.
I think I would enjoy it. Now, this isn't the season that Kevin was on, is it? Or
no, I was hoping, but it wasn't.
It's not. Dang it. That's fine.
But I will say this. It gave me, because as we know, Kevin maybe didn't do so well in the context of this competition. But after watching the first episode of Top Chef France, I have whole new respect for Kevin as a chef because holy smokes. Note, this is not a spoiler. The 4 judges, there's 4 of them. Well, judges is not the right word, but there's 4 coaches on the show. And they also judge. So they're kind of coaches / judges. Each of them is a Michelin-starred chef. Each of them has the maximum number of Michelin stars. They all have 3 Michelin stars. That's 12 Michelin stars. As they were introducing the judges, and this is the 13th season for Top Chef France, 2022 was their 13th season. So they're introducing them. My eyes are, even though I can barely understand with the poor translations, they put up on the screen, right? They put up 3 star, 3 star, 3 star. That I got. And the Michelin, 3 stars. And I'm like, oh, what? Like,
I had heart palpitations. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, I mean, clearly I respect Tom Colicchio. He's got Michelin stars. And I respect Gail. She's a food writer editor. And I love Kristen.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So no shade on them. But this is 12 Michelin stars coaching and judging you through a season of Top Chef.
Like truly fine dining. Truly. Oh my gosh. That is, I'm going to watch this. I don't know if my heart could take it. Maybe the AI translations will provide a little bit of comedy for me so that I'm not just focused on the stress. I'm like, oh my God.
It's going to provide comedy for you because some of the
good.
Some of the translations are words we would not use ever.
Oh.
And I'm sure that's not what they were actually saying.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that's not what they were actually saying. You know how it'll turn something into a curse word that's not a curse word?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just reading going, there's no way they said that. They're laughing. There's no way they said that. They're giggling. There's no way they said that. No. So yeah. And also be warned because this is France. It's going to be a lot of dishes like disfrutar, like Alinea with the sun. Like, it's going to be a lot of what are they doing? So I think you might get a kick out of that as well because it's a completely different kind of cooking than what we're used to here.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Those are my tasty morsels.
I like those. That sets me up well. I'll have something I can do while I twiddle my thumbs waiting for the next episode of this season. I'm so ready for this. This is so exciting. That brings us to the end of this episode. We'd like to thank you for listening. We're down to 4 chef testants now, and we're moving out of Wisconsin. Things are progressing quite quickly. So if you'd like to keep up with us, you can look for us on social media. You can search Food and Dine or Food and Dine Podcast. You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. We drop every Sunday after Top Chef airs, and we look forward to having you next time. Welcome to the table. Let's eat.